Greetings. I hope this video finds you well and prospering. Check this out. Excuse me. Listen, I got to go in. I got to kick this game. I got to give you all the dope insight. That's what I do over here. I don't ride no fads. I don't ride no trends. But I get them. I observe them. Nothing wrong with observing. I would say over here, we are aware observers. Back in the day, they were called people watchers. Some people would say, yeah, I'm a people watcher. We are aware observers. I want to go in on something right now. This passport bros and everything is better overseas. Listen, I wanted to be very clear. I support the passport bros traveling and getting your passport. Where I'm at with it, that doesn't mean that the United States is a corporation or black women or the Matrix is the worst place on earth. So therefore, I got to leave. Listen, don't let that be the fuel for your journey. Don't let those excuses be the fuel for your journey. Man, let your travels and your journeys, man, let that be fueled by your desires. Hey, if passport bro stuff is trending, a lot of guys are going to come to the conclusion it's not worth it. Or they're going to find better situations and circumstances. So here's where I'm at with it. I live in southern Alabama, right on the Gulf Coast, outside of Mobile. When I travel overseas, it's for leisure. I did not want to relocate overseas and work remotely. I avoided traveling the last 10 years because I wanted to be situated financially to where when I go overseas, I'm not working. I'm there leisurely. That's just me. Hey, guy go out of country and he work and doing that, cool. I'm just speaking on me and my experiences. I didn't want to go overseas to work because I did that in the United States Air Force. I did that 2 years. I lived in the Philippines. So it was working there, living there, enjoying the place, experiencing an entirely different culture and people. So I did that 88 to 90. So I can speak from experience on that. So when I left the Philippines, I said, man, I retire. One day I'm going to go back and visit the Philippines. I'm not trying to go back to the Philippines and work. No. I go to Costa Rica. I'm not trying to go to Costa Rica and work. This is where my life is. I retired almost 6 years ago. I'm leisurely traveling. It's fun. I'm not trying to incorporate. I did 23 years of trucking So I incorporated traveling with work already. So I get why guys want to do it. I get that portion of it, trust me. But this whole doom and gloom of the United States, listen, a few reasons why I can't rock with that. First off, most guys' reasons for being the passport bro is women. One of the biggest complaints are American women, brown-skinned American women, how these women act. Me as a man, I don't give women that power. They're not dictating. I'm dictating. I'm the dictator in this kingdom of mine. Yeah, women don't have a say. They either comply or not. So, yeah, I'm not traveling being a passport guy because of women. It's because I want to go somewhere and have a new experience, regardless of what these women is on. Because guarantee it, when guys move abroad and start dealing with women over there, it's going to be something that you're not going to be cool with. You're going to have to make the proper adjustments. So me, here in the United States, I made those proper adjustments over the years. I'm 53. I learned how to move with these women. So I don't have to spend $1,500 8 days outside the country to enjoy women. I do that right here in Lower Alabama. It's much cheaper. And when I go overseas, I just repeat what I do here. I'm not, hey, I'm going overseas because the women are better. It's just another place to do what I'm already doing. The activity level of some of these guys, I see why they're not enjoying life in the United States, in the Matrix. Because first off, you should have detached yourself from the Matrix. As the Bible said, we're in the world, but we're not of the world. See, there's man construct and then there's nature. So a man should be living according to nature and natural law. Not man's construct, which is what the Matrix is, man's construct. And that's make-believe. You should be living according to universal law, the natural state of being, your free-minded, free will state of existence. That is above all of that, laws of the land and all that stuff. You should be governed by the Most High God. That's another discussion. That's another major discussion. You should have been detached yourself from the Matrix and be right here in your own established territory, enjoying yourself, being the authority. Me, I live in an unincorporated county on 10 private acres. Could I replicate that overseas? Sure. Getting 10 acres overseas? I don't know. I'm going along the lines of generational wealth where my grandparents left land to their children. And their children, my dad gave me a piece of land that his parents left him. I have land on both sides of the family, my mother and my father. Because both sets of my grandparents had land here in the South. That's a lot of historical record of the brown-skinned, copper-colored people. Land in the South. So listen, I'm living on 10 private acres. So I'm not leaving that. So the passport bros, hey, they picking up and starting over somewhere. I'm not leaving the generational wealth. I'll use it to travel, but I'm not bailing on it. Which brings me to this. A lot of these passport guys, I never hear them talking about family. Hey, I am extremely blessed and thankful that both of my parents are still living. Both of them will be 75 this year. We're going to hang out with them. Both of my parents will be 75 this year. Jet off and move overseas when I have my parents still here in Lower Alabama. Hey, I enjoy them on the regular. We talk on the regular. So, I hear the passport guys, hey man, they done jumped off somewhere, but like, you don't have family in the States? What? Another thing, other than my parents, I have my little sister and I have my 4 children, my 4 adult children. So they're just a 5.5 hour drive up the road in Georgia. I can go and see my kids. Now, I don't have to fly from Thailand to come and visit my family. Listen, I don't know what happened or what occurred to an individual guy to paint this place in such a bad light. But I'm going to paint this place because I have so much time invested in this place and I'm reaping the harvest of my investment here. I don't need to go nowhere else and start over. The United States, if you make it, is a dope spot. 3 things that I do. 3 things that I do. And I paid attention to this while I was overseas. 1, roller skating. Listen, copper colored people, we're going to be somewhere on a Sunday night adult skating. I've skated all my life. Roller skating scene is fly in the United States. Costa Rica, it's a little bit, they got skating rink. But it's not like here. We know how to jam at the skating rink, and this is something that you can do well up into your 60s and 70s. Exercise on roller skates. Another thing I do here in the United States is I play softball on the black circuit. I can play on the white circuit too. Listen, no other country gets it in like the United States softball scene. You might say, hey man, I don't play on softball, I ain't athletic. Still, when guys move overseas, like what are their activities? So me here, I travel, play softball when I want to. The scene is amazing. Go online and look up the BSC, Black Softball Circuit. Listen, man, this thing jumps off year round. Year round. No one has replicated that overseas that I know of. And I played ball overseas. It's not strong like that here. I mean, it's stronger here than overseas. Another thing is motorcycle riding. The black Harley riders here, jumping off all over the country year round. And you can mix in with just bike riders, period. They gather in Daytona for Bike Week. Coming up in October is Biketoberfest. There's foreigners that come to the United States to ride motorcycles because of the interstate system, because of the traditional routes. The country is fly when it comes to road tripping. So yeah, I play softball with the brown skin folks. I roller skate with the brown skin folks. I ride the bike with the brown skin folks. Just 6 weeks ago or so, I rode up to Atlanta, got with my cousin. We shot up to Milwaukee where we grew up at together. We shot up to Milwaukee on the bikes. Went up there and chilled, and I got to see my uncle and some family. It was a smooth road trip. Excuse me. We got wet, but it's been a wet summer. So just listen, them 3 things alone. When I'm overseas, I'm just thinking about all of the things that I have going on here. Like, man, I can't wait to get back home because I live a fly-ass life here at home. I have women here. I have my transportation here. I live 5 minutes from the Gulf. I live 25 minutes from the beach. I live 2 hours from New Orleans if you want to be the party life guy. I live an hour from casinos if you want to excuse me, if you want to be the casino type kicking it guy. I do not gamble. I don't. But I will go to the IP in Gulfport, Biloxi area, the Vegas of the South, and I'll just get me a room and just chill. One time, and I'm in this video, it didn't went long. One trip, the fellas was going back to Costa Rica. I said, yo, man, I'm not going. I said, I want to stay home. I said, but I'll get with y'all on the next trip. So they went on their trip. I said, but since I'm staying home, I said, I'm going to put that money off to the side and I'm going to enjoy here locally at home. Man, I went and got a room a couple times at the IP Casino. Oceanfront view. And I just chilled. Here in Mobile, we have the Dine-In Theater, the Nexus Dining Theater. Sit down in your recliner. Get your tablet out. Order your food. They bring the food out, serve it to you. It's a dope spot for a date. But listen, I only date women that are my women. So yeah, dope spot, dine-in theater spot. Another thing that they don't jump off overseas like they do here in the States is classic cars, motorcycles, auto shows. Rick Ross just had his first annual auto show in Georgia. Man, people came from all over to this car show. Car shows have always been a thing here in the United States. We have a local thing here where people bring horses, dogs, cars, four-wheelers, all type of motorcycles to this horse ride. But it's like a car show, vehicle show, just a big, nice gathering. And another thing, here October 2nd to the 9th, here on the Gulf Coast, in Gulfport and Biloxi, they're having what you call Cruising the Coast. Listen, it's about to be a car show for a week. Cruising is about to be jumping off. Look it up. Cruising the Coast, Biloxi, Gulfport, Mississippi, October 2nd to the 9th. Listen, man, where you live should be the flyest place for you, and then you just travel to get some more fly experiences other places. But to badmouth where you live lets me know that you're not investing in where you live in. Because where I live right here, listen, the Blue Angels is an hour away in Pensacola. Yeah, they free shows and practices in Pensacola. Man, you got to know your area where you live. I guarantee you, it's doper than what you think. And I'm going to come back to this later. Peace.